Hello everybody and welcome to another codezing.org lecture. Today we're going to do another level 1 project. This one is called Question and Answer. You can find the code, the instructions at www.codezing.org/QA. Or you can just go to the website and follow the level 1 code link. You can make your way down to the question answer link, and then here it says the computer can answer any question. Design your own with custom responses. So let's see what it can do. It says, ask me anything, type your question here, and we could say, will I win? And click ask. It says, my favorite color is pink and I need more time to think. Okay. We'll try one more. Will I win? Alright. Cow says moo, I say no. Okay. And actually the way this program works, you didn't even have to type in a question, it'll just give you an answer. The answer doesn't depend on the question. It's just kind of randomly drawing an answer. So let's see, how can we make something like that? If you go down to the bottom, you can get the code. Just copy it, and then we'll head over to our Spider IDE that we've been using and paste it in. If you don't have Spider, if you don't have Python installed, go back to the website and follow the links, and it'll show you how to get it installed. So let's see, let's just run it and see what happens here. What do you want to ask me? Will I win? And what do we get? Yes, I will win. Alright, so that seems good. I will win. So how does this work? Let's take a look at this first line. I haven't seen this yet if you've been going in order on the lectures. But the first line says import random. So import is a way in your Python code that you can actually bring in additional functionality, additional code that's available in Python. And this one is the random function. If you want to get more information on the random function, you can search, just Google Python random, and let's see what we get. So Python, we're actually using 3.6 if you're using the latest version, but it has all the documentation. So this gives you the detailed information on random and what you can do with random. As the name implies, you can generate random numbers, you can pick random choices, you can shuffle a list of items that you have, you can draw a random sample, and then it has a lot of statistical distributions that you can access. So it's very cool, and you get all of this just by doing the import random at the beginning of your code. Let's go back to our code. So we got import random, and then we're going to use that down here with random.sample to draw a random sample. So that's why we have to import that. So this, like all the projects we've done so far, is asking a question that will go to the display, and that's what the user sees, is what's in quotes here, this text string. What do you want to ask me? And the input just lets Python know that you're assigning that value to question. So the variable question equals input, what do you want to ask me? And then the next line is a Python list, and I'm calling that list possible answers, because this is all of the possible answers that I want it to be able to choose from. And so we have in this list, which is the square brackets is a Python list. So we open the brackets, we make our list yes, and then a comma separates each item in the list. No, maybe, ask again later, lemurs like bananas, and I'm sleeping. And then we use the close bracket here at the end to close our list. And you'll notice that each one of these items is enclosed in quotation marks, which means it's a text string. You can't just do do like that, yes, no, maybe, that's not going to work, because then it thinks these are variables, and it will look for the variable yes, and we don't have a variable yes. You can see it's even giving us a little warning over here. Undefined name yes, undefined name no. It doesn't know what yes and no are. But if we put it in quotes, then it knows it's a text string, and it doesn't have to look for anything. The next step in the code is answer equals random.sample possible answers, comma 1. So what is this doing? It's assigning to the variable answer, so answer equals, and this is a random sample, which means it's taking a random choice out of the list. It's taking a random sample from possible answers, and we only want one selection. So one sample from the list possible answers. And then possible answers is this list up here that we already gave it. And then it's printing to the screen the answer, and then this is just selecting the item from the list. So random sample actually gives you a list back. So this just picks the first item in the list. So let's run through that, play with it a little, and see what happens. All right, so we'll run it again. What do you want to ask me? Will I win? And it says lemurs like bananas, which was one of our choices. If you want to change the possible choices, which is, if you noticed on the website version, with the help of my kids, we added lots and lots of different choices for it to pop up. There's got to be like 100 different choices that'll pop up because they were having so much fun thinking up different ones. So you can easily add them. All you have to do is put in another choice. You could say I do not know, and then separate with the comma, and because each one of these needs to be in quotes, so it's a string. So I do not know, and you can go on and on, add as many as you want. Another thing that's nice is if there's a very long list, you can have it continue the line like this. If after every comma you hit enter, it'll stack the list. And actually this is kind of the preferred way to do a long list like this, because you can see it easier if you're using the code. And you can even bring that guy down. So this is just one long list, and you can see all of the choices. And you can keep adding more stuff, and then when you run it, you'll get some of those new choices. And like I said, you can see that this one is just drawing a random sample from the possible answers, and it doesn't matter what your answer is. You can even just leave it blank, and it will say I don't know, which is cool. That's one of our new ones we added. But you can add this, make this list as long as you want. Let's see, if you wanted it to pick more than one, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense for this one, but you can pick more than one. And then if you just print answer, which will be this variable, let's run that. So what do you want to ask me? And you can see here what it did is it creates another list, and it picked yes and no, and it puts it in a list, which is why I had the had it like that before with the 0 and the 1. We could do it like that. And you can actually see that what it's doing is printing the 0 is actually the first item in the list, and 1 is the second item in the list. That's a little bit of a quirk of Python that you got to get used to. It makes a lot of sense as you get kind of deeper into Python why that is, but for now we'll just know that that's how it works. So actually in our list, yes is the 0 item, I don't know is the 1 item, and I can show you that. So I do possible answers 0, 1, 2, 3. And if we run that, let's just put a little break in there. Alright, so if we run that now, ask me. So it does, these were the two it picked, and then these are the possible answers. 0 is yes, I don't know is 2, no is 3, maybe is 4. So you can see this is the 0, the 1, the 2, and the third. item in the list. So you got to start with 0 when you're working with lists. So that's about it. I really like this one because you can really kind of add and play around with all the possible choices. You can play around with the random sample function of how many it's going to choose. You can even have it choose all of them if you want, and print them out. You can think of different questions or different scenarios of, asking a question and pulling a random sample from a list, which you'll see in some of the other projects. We've modified that to do kind of other games where you make a random sample. If you have any questions, feel free to email the team at CodeZing. You can find the contact information on the website. You can leave comments on the YouTube video. There's lots of ways to get help. If you think up a cool thing on your own, something that you made that you want to share, feel free to send us that code. And if it seems cool, we'll put it on the website and give you credit for it, and all your friends can come and see all the cool work you're doing. But that's it for today. Have fun coding.